Set 4 will be played on Naro Station. Spawning in the top right-hand position as the blue Protoss from Evil Genius's Team Liquid, it's Oz.
His opponent, Red Zerg, Samsung Khan left bottom. His name is Shine.
Indeed. Shine, of course, known for his very cheesy style of play. Will he opt to use that today on the map Naro Station? Because it is quite a small map, and there are 2 entrances into the natural.
Now, let's be honest, he is slightly cheesy, but he also storms in with tons of units when he cheeses. That's the reason why he got the name Typhoon Zerg, because Storm Zerg was reserved for yellow back in the days.
Yeah.
Now, Oz, of course, he is in round of 32 in WCS America.
Yep.
After defeating Sen 2-0.
Sen, of course, the famous Taiwanese Zerg player, been in the scene for a long time. Really talented player.
Now, we do have a pilot inside the main base, and he's actually going to scout his opponent.
Yeah. Oh, did you know that Sen was actually like the first pro gamer I ever met at a tournament? Yeah. Like, I got off the plane. I guess first non-teammate that I met. And I saw him there in his Fnatic jersey, and I was like, oh, wow, it's Sen.
And we have a pro just moving out, and we have a gateway opening from his opponent, Oz. Wow, look at this Shine. He's just trying to hide the drone in the left top corner.
But you know what? Oz ain't having any of that,
actually, you know
man.
what? I was stupid. He was not trying to hide it. He was trying to make sure there was no probe hidden in the left top corner for the cannon. That was my little mistake.
All right, so we have a gateway opening, a pylon block here. Oz is also walling off at his ramp as well. Interesting.
This looks more like the regular 3 Sentry opening that we see. Not 3 Sentry, but 3 Gate Sentry opening that we saw back in Wings of Liberty.
Well, hold on a second. It looks like it's going to be something slightly different because there's no gas from our Protoss player. He is going to go ahead and make a Nexus at that natural there. Very interesting opening here from Oz. And
gateway expand.
Yeah, it's just one gateway expand, but if it works, he's going to be in an excellent position economically.
The problem is Shine does see this happening. He knows that his opponent is not going to have any tech behind this. So how is he going to respond? Immediately he starts building 4 more Zerglings.
Yep, getting an extractor as well. That's something important to point out here. And also, looks like Oz wants to prevent this 3rd base from being hatched as long as possible.
So we do have a gas inside the main base, and I like this decision. Shine, he's going to try to storm his opponent with his few Zerglings early in the game and also catch his opponent off guard with his Speedlings.
Yep, Speedlings are going to be annoying, but not going to do too much. I believe that's Odin, one of the Samsung Khan. Is he the playing coach? Or
yes, he is the playing coach. He still plays in the tournaments, and he actually made into round of 16 or round of 8 in the MLG qualifier, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, this Overlord over here sees the gases underway now. The Ling's heading over here. The Zealot will complete pretty much at the perfect timing here.
But is he going to get over there? Yes, it does wall off at the last second. However, he cannot move down the ramp anytime soon. But the timing is actually fantastic because the Mothership Core is going to finish just in time against the Zerglings.
We have an additional 6 Zerglings in production here, and Shine's doing it, man. He's just going to mass Lings here.
I don't think this is what he prepared today, but given his opponent's build, it said, you know what, I could go for a lot of Zerglings and bust my opponent. So the key point right now is to fake that Shine is going to play a macro game behind this. And with Oz going for a Stalker, he's not going to have any force fields.
And that is the problem here. And Shine is also going to do his best to hide all of his Zerglings for as long as possible here. Without a Forge, that means there's going to be no cannons. I am actually really concerned for Oz here, but certainly the EGTL, the coach, has got to know that Shine likes to do a lot of cheeses and proxies, and you know, he's scouting the main base. He's got to know based off like the drone count or something that there is something amiss.
Yeah, he should know something is up right now. In fact, he's walling off the natural. He's walling off the ramp completely right now, so nice decision. We do have a sentry out on the way, and all he needs to do right now is kill the rocks and get the gateways up. That's the key point with this build.
Problem is that there's a lot of Zerglings that are going to be out here, and they're going to be able to break down this wall pretty quickly. There's no cannons to help with the defense in a panic mode, and that's the biggest issue I feel here.
Here comes the Zerglings, and now it's really up to Oz's reaction to defend against the Zerglings.
Actually, I think he's going to be able to hold.
Yeah, the gateway canceled. Doesn't matter because he has a complete wall over here, and he's killing a lot of Zerglings behind us.
Yeah, the Mothership Core plus the Sentry with the Zealot getting a free DPS. Perfect, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And But you know what? They didn't even okay, he did force a cancel on the Stargate, I think. No, wait. The Stargate, I think, was actually built in the main base. Those are 2 gateways.
And remember, because of this, Shine is so far behind. He could have drawn that heavily behind this, getting a 3rd hatchery at the natural, but look at the production tab right now. He only has the 3rd hatchery halfway done.
Yeah, I want to point out how close Oz's timings have been throughout the entire game in defending against the Bling attacks. I think that, actually, this may have been his strategy all along.
Yes.
It could look like Shine could do damage with Lings and then let him, you know, do what he likes to do most, which is, you know, go for aggressive timings and cheeses. And Oz just basically, Shine played into Oz's hand.
And now he could open a Void Race, and there's nothing that his opponent Shine can actually do against this. All I can do right now is trying to catch up in the economic game once again while going for the gas. And he is fully saturated on 2 bases, but remember, that's 2 bases for Zerg 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah. All right, well, we do have a layer on the way. The thing is, Oz is going to have a very strong potential timing here he can abuse, or he can just move into a macro game at ease, and pretty much nothing that the Zerg player can do can punish him.
Let's look at the scenarios. If Oz tries to go for early 3rd base behind this, then he could just fortify that position easily because there's only a few Zerglings, and Shine is too focused on droning up heavily at this point. He could go for a nice 2-base timing attack, and his opponent might squeeze out a lot of units, but that also means that Shine is going to be so far behind in the economic wars.
Yeah. Shine going to do his best to kill off the rocks here near the 3rd. Phoenix is going to scout that, though. Maybe we'll see Oz do something about that, like send his Mothership Core out or something. But
maybe. Well, the Mothership Core is in the middle of the Queeze right now as he tries to run away little by little. 2 more hits.
16 health.
Yeah, 16 health. Really close, but you know, the Queens, they move really slow off the creek.
So it looks like this is going to be the choice from Oz. He's going to go into the Void Ray Colossus army composition, and that's 19 drones in production, by the way, from Shine.
Yeah, he needs to do it right now because he couldn't build a lot of drones behind it, especially with the natural hatchery just finishing up right now. So now the tech is not that far behind by Shine, but you know, this little delay at the natural is also annoying as a Zerg player.
Yeah.
And we do have the Hydra then finishing up, but Oz is going to have the Colossus out just in time to defend against the pure Hydras.
Well, all right, well, looking at the scenario here, that's a lot of gas saved up for Shine. And if he wants to go into the Spire tech eventually, that's what it looks like. He has the Lings, and he's getting the Hydras here. Oz looking like he may potentially take a quick 3rd base here as well.
So he should take a 3rd base behind this since he's not going for a 2-base rush, especially with 2 Void Rays. I don't think that's a good answer.
Oh, Shine actually getting a few Lings in here. Oz, though, smartly builds some units here to wall off, and the Zerglings, they may try to pick off a unit or 2 here, but they're not going to get much.
Yeah, and this is also fantastic because he actually denies scouting. But the Zerglings actually getting inside the main base this time around and allows the scouting inside the main base.
A little bit sloppy by Oz there. He's going to be able to warp in his ult to eventually pick off those Zerglings, but I think they kill up the 2 workers there. All right, we do have a Spire on the way behind this. 26 Zerglings in production. We have the Hydra Speed on the way. The Void Rays have actually been efficiently hidden, though, this entire time. The biggest issue is the Mutas are not that bad against the Void Rays, and if we see a Mutatech switch behind the Lings and Hydras, then I'm not sure how good this unit composition from Oz is going to be.
It really depends on Shine's army composition. Is he going to try to stick with the Hydra Corruptors to defend against the Colossus? Because he saw Colossus from his opponent, he also saw the Stark. So building
nice
a lot of units, but the force field is perfect.
Nice job. The Zerglings are still getting through here. The Void Rays are being revealed as well. The Colossus in the back is going to seal the deal pretty much for these units. The Hydras, they have to run away now. But nice force field's going to get a few more of those Hydras picked off. Actually, almost all of them will end up falling here. What an efficient trade for our AGTL player here. Only losing, I think, a Sentry and a handful of Zealots, maybe a Stalker.
And that's why 3 Hatchery Hydra does not work in Starcraft2, Shine. As now Oz, he's slowly moving out on the map, he smells blood. He killed tons of Hydras without losing too many units. However, he also needs to make sure he doesn't lose the 3rd base behind this and allow the Zerglings to get inside the main base.
Colossus needs to deal with those Lings real quickly here. Oz warps into a Zealot here, deal with those, and we may have 1 probe gets picked off.
1 for a cost of 8 Zerglings, not bad.
Okay, look at this. Phoenixes are in production. We have 2 additional Stargates on the way here. Oz is moving across the map with a very powerful looking army. 5 Corruptors in production as well here. And Shine's just trying to get all of his bases and all of his tech online here, but this is a very strong timing push. And
Go for an Yeah, he should go for an attack right now before the Corruptors pop out, because if he melts all the Hydras, then you have a scenario where the Zerg player eventually takes out the Colossus, but he's not going to have any ground army against the Zealots and the Stalkers.
All right, force fields go down. Don't do too much there.
And now we have the Corruptors being added in one by one. His opponent is expecting a lot of mutants from Shine because that's what Shine loves to go for in this particular matchup. But right now, Oz is just focusing on the ground army.
Charged up. They're going to be able to easily take care of the Corruptors here. Oz is pressing forward. He has that forward pylon as well. 147 supply to 114. Oz looking like he is just completely destroying this army. Shine, I think he's got to tap out now. GG is called. And Oz takes a pretty solid victory over Shine. Not too different from Hero's victory, I feel. He just knew what his opponent was doing, and he just completely countered their playstyle.
Hey, if a Zerg player makes tons of Zerglings and if it does nothing, they're so far behind, and this was a perfect example of how the Zerg player is so far behind. They don't have that many bases behind this, they don't have that many economy flowing in. So now a Protoss player is in a comfortable position. They can do whatever they want, and it's going to work out.
Yeah, I really like just the overall gameplay and game plan from Oz. He played very safe and solid throughout the entire thing, but smartly, went for that gateway expand opening to try to coerce his opponent into attacking with those Zerglings early on, and it completely worked, man. And now with that EGTL, they are 3-1 versus Samsung Khan. They have one chance left at securing their, or potentially keeping their chances at getting into the playoffs. The score is currently 3-1. We're going to move into the next set after this commercial break.